There actually isn't a 2024 Citroen C3 hybrid available as of June 21, 2024. The Citroen has addressed this gap with the release of the e-C3 Aircross, a fully electric version, alongside the gasoline-powered C3 Aircross. Here's a breakdown of how the C3 Aircross and the e-C3 Aircross differ. C3 Aircross. Gasoline engine. Likely more affordable, price not yet confirmed for e-C3 Aircross. Potentially lower fuel efficiency, exact figures not available yet for e-C3 Aircross. e-C3 Aircross. Electric motor. Zero tailpipe emissions. Potentially higher running costs, depending on electricity prices. Faster charging, 20 to 80% in 26 minutes with a 100 kilowatts charger. More environmentally friendly. Similarities. Both are subcompact SUVs. Both likely offer a comfortable ride and stylish design. Citroen is known for this. Similar size and cargo space, though official specs might differ slightly. Choosing between them depends on your priorities. If you prioritize affordability and frequent long trips, the C3 Aircross might be better. If you prioritize environmental friendliness, lower running costs in some areas, and shorter commutes, the e-C3 Aircross might be a better choice. 2024 Citroen e-C3 gains internal combustion sibling with optional mild hybrid assistance. The fourth-generation C3 was introduced in October 2023 for the 2024 model year as the e-C3 Electric Super Mini. Citroen has recently added the internal combustion engine C3 to the lineup, which is rocking both ICE and MHEV setups. More crossovery than its predecessor, the all-new C3 is equipped with a 3-cylinder turbocharged gasser. There is no diesel to speak of, which is hardly surprising. PSA sister brand Peugeot, for example, axed turbo diesel options from its Australian passenger vehicle lineup after NY23. Internally referred to as EB yet marketed as PureTech, said lump displaces 1.2 liters and produces 102 metric ponies. That's 100 horsepower and old money, and the only transmission available for the ICE-only PureTech is a 6-speed manual. Dubbed Hybrid 100 despite not being a true hybrid, the mild hybrid version brings together a 48-volt battery and an electric motor. Said motor is located within the dual-clutch transmission. Although rated at 28 PS, 28 horsepower, it provides up to 12 PS, 12 horsepower, for acceleration. If those numbers seem familiar, that's because the 2024 Citroen C3 Hybrid 100 is joined at the hip to the hybridized 2024 Jeep Avenger. The French Super Mini is capable of running in electric mode for up to 50% of journeys in the urban jungle, which is a rather bold claim. Citroen further promises nearly 10% reductions in fuel consumption and carbon dioxide emissions. Unfortunately, the French automaker hasn't provided any pricing information for the MHEV. The non-electrified C3, on the other hand, starts at €14,990 or $16,275 at current exchange rates. We already know how much the e-C3 costs back home in France, that starting price being €23,300 or about $25,300. Come 2025, a more affordable version will challenge the Dacia Spring with a recommended price of €19,990, $21,700. Quirky outside and minimalist inside, Citroen's 4th Gen C3 promises great quality for such a small car due to progressive hydraulic cushion suspension. Advanced comfort seats also need to be mentioned, along with a head-up display instead of an instrument cluster. The HUD projects information on a glossy black panel between the bottom of the windshield and the top of the dash. Measuring a little over 4 meters in length, the 4th generation is 19 millimeters or 0.75 inches longer than its forerunner. Citroen has also improved the ground clearance from 135 to 197 millimeters, 5.3 to 7.75 inches. Because it's larger than before, C3 sweetens the deal with more headroom, legroom, and room for your elbows. Cargo capacity has grown by 10 liters to 310 liters, 10.5 cubic feet. At launch, C3 will be offered in a choice of U and Max trim levels. The U has plenty of standard kit, including rear parking assist, speed limiter, active safety braking, automatic exterior lighting with LED headlights, manual air conditioning, and something called smartphone station. That is another way of saying phone holder with NFC tech, allowing the user to access navigation and media on their phone via the steering wheel controls. Only the Max gets a touchscreen infotainment system. The 10.25-inch display is joined by 17-inch alloys with a diamond-cut finish, decorative roof bars, contrasting paint for the roof, protection plates fore and aft, wireless phone charging, a rear-view camera, heated mirrors, intelligent beam headlights, automatic wipers, and electric rear windows. 2024 Citroen C3 Aircross revealed with petrol, hybrid, and electric power options. The new C3 Aircross is much bigger than its predecessor, which means petrol and hybrid versions will be offered with up to 7 seats. The new Citroen C3 is a very different beast from its predecessor. Where the old car was a regular small hatchback, the new model has a distinct SUV flavor to it. It's based on a new platform which is cheaper to build than the old car, and as a result Citroen's able to offer the all-electric Citroen e-C3 for pretty much the same price as a comparably sized petrol car from other manufacturers. The new Citroen C3 Aircross and Nike Air Max trainers have more in common than just similar names, because both products look to promote both style and comfort as key selling points for potential buyers. With prices for this electric e-C3 starting at less than £22,000, alternatives are difficult to come across. It sits a few £1,000s beneath the cheapest examples of proper electric cars, such as the Vauxhall Corsa Electric and BYD Dolphin, but is still more expensive than pure city cars like the Citroen Ami or forthcoming Dacia Spring EV. It's a really exciting price point that could make electric motoring accessible to a new swathe of drivers. However, in stark contrast to the Nike shoe, the new C3 Aircross has a focus on value and practicality, too. Unlike its predecessor, which was much smaller, the new car has grown in size so that it can accommodate up to 7 seats, which places it directly in line with the Dacia Jogger. Other more value-focused family SUVs will also rival the 5-seat version of the C3 Aircross, including the Dacia Duster and MG HS. It's a couple of centimeters longer and a tad wider than the Citroen C3 it replaces. But at a full 10 centimeters taller, its silhouette is more akin to small SUVs, like the VW T-Cross. That means you get reasonable legroom for 4 6-foot passengers and bags of headroom inside, plus a 310-liter boot that's bigger than you'll find on a Vauxhall Corsa. The design of the new C3 Aircross follows in the footsteps of the smaller Citroen C3. It's taller, boxier and more rugged than before, as noted by its roof rails, skid plates and two-tone body styling. Both cars share the same underpinnings, too, which means they get similar petrol, hybrid and fully electric power options. The e-C3. The interior, meanwhile, is clearly built to a price but hides it well through clever material choices. A big swath of fabric trim across the dashboard covers up what would otherwise be hard, nasty plastic, and the steering wheel and switchgear, what little there is, actually feels pretty nice to the touch. The fully electric version, called the e-C3 Aircross, is powered by a single 111 brake horsepower electric motor that drives the front wheels. Power comes from a 44 kilowatt-hour battery, which means it can travel 186 miles officially. That's slightly less than the 198 miles the MG ZS EV can do, but if you want more range, a bigger battery, likely to be 51 kilowatt-hours in usable capacity, will join the lineup in 2025 with an estimated range of around 250 miles. e-C3. You get a really simple driver information display above the steering wheel which just shows your speed, range and efficiency information, no extra fancy touches like sat-nav directions or album artwork. For that, you'll need to turn to the 10.3-inch infotainment system, which feels rather simplified compared to the setups you'll find in other Citroens but does work well enough. You can always bypass it, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and even a wireless smartphone charging pad on top models. From a 100 kilowatts public charger, the e-C3 Aircross can top up from 20 to 80% in 26 minutes, which is quicker than the ZS EV. When charging at home, this time grows to 2 hours and 50 minutes with an 11 kilowatts charger or 4 hours and 10 minutes with a 7 kilowatts charger. The time taken to charge from 0 to 100% has yet to be announced. The petrol version is powered by a 99 brake horsepower 1.2-liter petrol engine that's paired with a 6-speed manual gearbox. It will be offered as the entry-level engine in the lineup. Whichever model you select, you get the same combination of a 113 horsepower electric motor and a 44 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Those are modest numbers, but they combine to give perfectly adequate performance even on a motorway cruise, and an official range of up to 199 miles. The e-C3 is also really set up for comfort, which is a nice change from all those try-hard faux sporty SUVs. Though it leans a lot in the corners, the payoff is suspension that soaks up bumps and potholes with ease, plus really comfortable seats that take the edge off poor road surfaces. If you want more power and efficiency, there's a 134 brake horsepower 1.2-liter mild hybrid version. It's slightly different to conventional mild hybrid systems because it can travel on electric-only power for up to 50% of driving in urban environments, according to Citroen. Along with that, a tiny electric motor assists the engine at higher speeds to help improve fuel economy and reduce CO2 emissions, the latter of which is rated at 121 G/km. Sound interesting to you? Check out our best Citroen e-C3 deals here, or look up the rest of our Citroen deals here.